Calendars of which you are the delegate will show up under My Calendars. This means that someone has shared their calendar with you and given you permission to make changes and manage sharing. If they have only given you permission to make changes to events, see all event details, or see only free busy and hide details, their calendar will show up under Other Calendars instead of My Calendars. You can hide or show the events of this calendar by clicking on the name of the calendar. If you have multiple calendars selected at the same time, events with overlapping times will be resized to fit into a single day column for simultaneous viewing. If you are viewing multiple calendars often, it might be better to select the day view versus the week view. To schedule a resource, select the time on your calendar for which you would like to check the availability. Click Edit Event. Here, select Rooms, etc., and select the department which owns the resource you would like to check the availability of. Here, the default is to show only available. You can toggle this off to show all resources, or keep it toggled on to show only the resources which are available at the time you have selected. Click Add to add the resource to this event. The resource will show up under Guests and under Where. Next, click Find a Time to view the availability of the resource. If you select other times on the calendar, the time of your event will automatically change. It's important to check the Find a Time tab to avoid double booking of your resource. Here, you can see that the resource is in use by someone else from 2 to 3 p.m. Hovering over the event shows who is using the resource at that time. You can see that the right side is the resource's calendar. The left side is your personal calendar. Once you've found a time that is available for both you and the resource, title your event and click Save. To release the resource for that specific time, simply delete the event. The person who created or requested a resource is the owner of that resource and can grant permission to schedule the resource. Once it has been activated, it will appear under My Calendars. The owner can grant permission to schedule the resource by sharing calendar access. To do so, hover over the calendar which represents the resource. Click the drop-down, share this calendar, and type in the person's name who you would like to share this resource with. If you would like this person to be able to share permissions to the resource with another person, select Make Changes and Manage Sharing. If you would like them to be able to see all event details, or only to see whether the resource is free or busy, select one of these options. Remember to click Save. Now, when I switch to Joe Gaucho, the resource shows up under My Calendars because it was shared with Joe Gaucho with the permission to make changes and manage sharing. If you are the owner of a resource, or the resource calendar has been shared with you with permission to make changes and manage sharing, you can access a URL which will display the full availability of the resource for those who are not delegates or for those who are outside of the UCSB Connect organization. To do so, hover over the resource calendar under My Calendars, click the drop-down, share this calendar, and select Make this calendar public. Choose whichever option is appropriate. Click Save. Click Yes. Next, hover over the calendar again, click the drop-down, and go to Calendar Settings. Make sure you're on the Calendar Details tab. Scroll down to Calendar Address. Click HTML. Copy and paste this link to share with others. If you do not wish to make the resource calendar public, you can choose to share a private address. Only people who you share this link with will be able to view the resource's calendar. If you have shared a private address with someone, but no longer want them to view the resource calendar, you can click Reset Private URLs, and the link that they have will be broken. The URL that you have shared will display the resource's calendar like this. You can use the Find a Time feature to check the availability of another Connect calendar user or resource in the UCSB Connect organization. Click the red Create button. Next, click the Find a Time tab. Add any guests you would like to invite. Now you are viewing multiple users' calendars at the same time: Joe Gaucho, Alex, and Aubrey. If a user has an all-day event scheduled, it will show up at the top of their calendar. You can also check if someone has set working hours by looking for the grayed out areas. Here, Aubrey has working hours set from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Alex has working hours set from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. If you would like to compare the availability of a resource, you can search for the resource under Rooms, etc. Available resources will appear listed by department. If the resource is not available at the time you have selected, let's say we select 2 p.m., the resource will disappear. When you select a time when it is available, let's say 11 a.m., the resource reappears. Add the resource to your event to view its availability side by side with your users. Now you can select a time that's available for all users and the resource. When you click Save, an event will be created which involves all 3 of these users and the resource. Click Yes to send invitations to the guests. A custom calendar can be created for specific purposes, such as department vacation schedules. If the custom calendar needs to be shared with everyone in the department, it's best to use a functional account when creating it. That way, in the case of a staff member's absence, movement, or retirement, the calendar is still accessible to everyone. If you would like to create events that no one within the UCSB Connect organization can view, you can create a personal custom calendar with private events that only you can view. To create a custom calendar, under My Calendars, select the drop-down, Create a new calendar. Name your calendar. The calendar is automatically created within the organization UCSB Connect, but it is not automatically shared with anyone. If you would like to share it, click Share this calendar with others, and select the option appropriate. If you would like to share it with specific people, you can add their name here, and change the option of their privileges. Click Create Calendar. There may be a slight delay, but your new calendar should show up under My Calendars. Google allows you to be logged into multiple Google accounts on the same browser. This could be useful if you are often logged into your personal Google account and your UCSB Connect Google account, or if you're often logged into your UCSB Connect Google account and the functional account for your department. To add an account, go to your username in the top right corner. Select Add Account. Log in like you usually would to your other Google account. The new Google account will appear in a new window on your browser. To switch back and forth between Google accounts, simply switch the tab in your browser. The name of the account you are viewing will always be in the right-hand corner. On this tab, I'm viewing Aubrey's account. On this tab, I'm viewing Joe Gaucho's account.